Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So today's video, it's all about the 223 Remington, man, and it's pretty awesome because you can already kind of tell on the target. But before we get into this and kind of go over the numbers, guys and gals, man, let me tell you, I am gonna post the recipe over in the community tab. I think that's where it's at. Wherever I do like the polls and I make random posts from time to time and all that, I will put the recipe for this stuff right here. It'll change your life, okay? Life-changing soup right here, just in time for winter, fall and winter. And so it's incredible, so good. So this is turnip green soup. Really good stuff, especially if you make it with Conecuh sausage. So if you don't know what Conecuh sausage is, then you probably ain't from around here. All right, and that's just kind of what you say down the South. When you ain't from around here, you ain't from around here. So, but yeah, I'll post the recipe. You guys have got to make this, again, with Conecuh sausage. Make sure you get that. That's key. You can make it with any sausage, like the turkey sausage that you find, at the grocery store, or Polish sausage or whatever, right? That type of stuff. But I would recommend Conecuh sausage. It is an absolute game changer. So this is what I'm having for breakfast. Love this stuff. So let's get into, it's just a little after 8 a.m. here when I'm doing this video. So let's get into the video itself and sort of talk through what we're looking at. Because if you'll go back just a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about the Savage 110 Hog Hunter that I picked up not too long ago from Mr. Big Guns over in Huntsville. Shout out to them, Matt and those guys. They do a great job. Really big fans of that store. So that's my number one recommendation for places to shop. And picked it up. I put a SWFA fixed 20 power scope on there, and that was just to do group testing and that type of stuff. Go back, watch that video. It's a couple weeks back where I posted it, and I used H322 and Hodgdon Benchmark. Those were the two powders that I used, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was not looking that great in that video. And we were using the Sierra, it's like a Sierra Blitz King bullet or something. I think it's like a 55 grain bullet that we were using, and they just kind of shot pretty bad. I even made a note, nothing shot good. That was how bad it was. It wasn't terrible, but there was nothing that just sort of jumped out at me like, hey, I want to go and test this again. I just drew a line. I didn't even measure the groups. There was none. There weren't any worth measuring, right? But that's kind of the data from that previous range session. So I'm using Starline brass, using CCI 400 small rifle primers. And so in that video, I talk about switching something up and trying this stuff right here, Shooter's World Match Rifle. So I talk about using that. And it is very, let's see if it even says it on here. No, nope, it's not gonna say it. Disclaimer, nope. Okay, I think on their 1 pound containers, it might have a little blurb about how it's like very, very similar to Accurate 2520, and if not, it's on their website. It's almost identical to Accurate 2520. It might be identical to Accurate 2520, which is a great powder. I love that powder. And so I've got this, it was an 8 pound container. I split it with my brother, so he's got 4 pounds. I've got 4 pounds now. But I wanted to give it a shot, and originally I had loaded up some 77 grain Sierra Match Kings and some 65 grain Sierra GameKings. Now the GameKings, that's what I'm gonna hunt with. These Match Kings, I just wanted to see how it would shoot. Well, since that time, I've actually acquired an AR, and so I've sort of changed the mindset here on these loads. I actually went back and tweaked them a little bit just for that AR. I'm going to try those in that AR platform and see how they do. So I'm not going to shoot these in the Savage 110. So at the range yesterday, my range session was cut a little bit short. I didn't have a ton of time, but I was able to shoot the 65 grain Sierra GameKings. And as you can already tell, look at those numbers for the groups. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, buddy, now we're getting somewhere. This is what I was expecting that rifle to shoot like, okay? I'm a huge fan of the Savage 110 line and just a lot of their rifles in general. Once you get above, and even the Savage Axis is a really good budget rifle, but once you step up above that, there's so many different models and different types of rifles you can purchase from those guys. I think they do a great job. One of the better modern hunting rifle lines that you can go with, in my opinion. Yeah, so again, match rifle, we started at 24.2 grains and then just went up in 2/10, and I wasn't able to shoot the 25 grain load. That would have been nice to see. Things were kind of moving along. You see this point of impact, it's kind of trending somewhat downward, if we want to call it that. Slightly downward. You can see it sort of slightly downward, and then this group, you can tell here, does it want to go even lower? It kind of looks like it does. So it was sort of struggling going double group in there possibly, and so that's why shooting that 25 would have helped out with that, just to kind of get a better idea if it would have transitioned a little bit lower on point of impact. Maybe not, I don't know. So but really impressed with these results. I'm super pumped about this because I was really hoping it would shoot this bullet well. This is a bullet I plan to hunt with. I'll be hunting deer, coyotes, hogs, that sort of stuff, just normal stuff that I talk about in basically any video where I reference hunting around here. That's what I hunt. So that's what this load will be used to do. Yeah, so I'm going back. What do you guys think as far as, I just want to kind of get your opinion and your thoughts on maybe an area to look at. What would you avoid? You know, obviously you would want to avoid this, but at the same time, you know, would you feel confident enough to go back and say, hey, I'm going to reload 24.6, even though it's wedged in between these two groups, right? And all of a sudden you shoot some, more than likely that was luck. That was probably the best that it would shoot, but your average is probably going to be somewhere in between here and here is what I'm thinking. You know, would you go back and retest this and sort of roll with this load? I'd like to really get a little bit higher on the charge weights and just see how that acts. But yeah, so just really excited and pumped about how it performed. I was a little bit worried after that initial range session where I went out and I sort of did a barrel break in and just put 50 rounds through the gun with those Blitz Kings, and they just didn't shoot good at all. And those were with two really good 223 powders. I've had really good luck in the past with H322 and Hodgdon Benchmark. Those are two of my favorite 223 powders that I've used in the past. And so I was a little surprised by the results that we had in the last video, but I am pleasantly surprised by the results that we had in this video. So pretty pumped there. But yeah, I guess that's it. It's kind of a short video, just some range results. I'll probably have a couple of other videos coming pretty soon. I actually shot quite a bit of stuff during this range session, and this is kind of cool, actually, what this video is going to be about. But yeah, so shot quite a bit of stuff. Hopefully I'll have a couple other videos coming up pretty soon, so you guys don't have to wait too long. But yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure, I'm telling you guys, make sure you go make you some turnip green soup. All right, Kaneka sausage, game changer. This is the way to go. So I'm about to heat this up. I got to eat it for breakfast. And I guess that's where we're going to leave it. So yeah, awesome results with the 223 Remington. I love shooting 223, just absolutely zero recoil. I've got that trigger in the 110 Hog Hunter. I've got it, it's got the Accu trigger in it. I've got it adjusted down to where it's pulling like just over 1.5 pounds. I think it's like 1 pound, 10 ounces or something like that consistently, which is just, man, it feels great. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of that setup and the AccuTrigger and all that stuff, just how easy it is to adjust. So yeah, can't say enough good stuff about it. So that's where we're gonna leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.